Hello friends, I am Prasanna Pasutkar and today we are going to see one of the very important topic that they ask in UPSC exams, especially CAPF, CSAT and EPFO. The topic's name is set theory. There will be definitely question, at least one or more than one questions as well. They are very particular type of the questions that they ask. They are not a simple question and they are not very difficult as well. They are a particular different type of questions, sometimes maxima minima based or sometimes just about the understanding of the set theory. So we'll see all kind of questions today and how to tackle with those questions. But for that, we need to clear our basics first. So let's start with this amazing topic, set theory. Consider this. Example, it says, in a colony of 100 people, 50 people drink tea, 40 people drink coffee, and 20 people drink both the drinks. Then how many of the people drink? There are two sub questions. At least one of the drink or and second question is how many people drink none of it. So how do we solve these type of questions? We solve these type of questions using Venn diagram. Now what do you mean by Venn diagram? Venn diagram is basically visual representation of data. So if in this colony there are total 100 people, so what we do is we draw a figure which will represent the 100 people. So consider this rectangle, yellow rectangle, which represent 100 people. So in that yellow rectangle, there should be total 100 people. Now in that, we are going to draw another figure which will represent the tea drinkers. And because there are 50 tea drinkers, consider this blue circle will represent the tea drinkers which are 50 in number. Now 40 people drink coffee as well. So we need to draw another circle which will intersect with the first one because there are some people who drink both the drinks as well. So there should be intersection. So consider this pink circle will represent the people who drink coffee and those should be 40 in number. Now we know the entire blue circle has 50 people into it, entire pink circle has 40 people into it. 20 people drink both the drink. That means 20 people should come in both the circles. That means they should come in the intersection. And this is the area which is common between both the circles. So that is intersection. So 20 you are going to write here. So the entire blue circle is 50, out of which 20 people go here. So remaining 50 minus 20, 30 people will come here. Similarly, the entire pink circle has 40 into it, out of which 20 go here. So 40 minus 20, remaining 20 will come here. So now you can see 30 people drink only tea, 20 people drink both the drink, and 20 people drink only coffee. So 30 plus 20 plus 20, there are 70 people who drink at least one drink. Right? Because they belong to the circle. So remaining 30 will be the people who don't drink any drink. So they don't belong to circle. That means they are outside the circles. So the people who drink none of the drink will be 30 in number. So if the question asks how many people drink at least one drink, so answer here is going to be 70. And how many people drink none of the drink? The answer is going to be 30. Is this the only method to solve this question? Of course not. We can solve this question using formula as well. We have formula for these type of questions. But as far as we talk about the questions in good exams, like UPSC exams, then it is better to draw the diagram sometimes because a particular question can be asked. A question could be, how many people drink only tea? So if that is the question, we have the figure in front of our eyes. We have every different parts. So we can answer any question if they ask. So better if you have diagram. But if you want the formula, so for formula, you need to understand several terminologies that we use in set theory. The terminology are union and intersection. So union, the first terminology is union. So if I want tea union coffee, so union means if you encircle this entire figure from outside like this, whoever comes in that belongs to union. So this is area, the encircle area is called T union coffee. And how many people should come in that? Clearly there are 70 people. So at least one drink will mean union. So union means at least one means union. So this is what a union is. Then another in area or another terminology that you should know is intersection. Intersection means this region, which is common between these two. Or we can say intersection is the area which can be considered as tea and coffee. This is how we represent intersection. So union means at least one, and intersection means and. So tea and coffee, there are total 20 people. So the formula, we are going to use these terminologies here. The formula states tea union coffee is equal to tea drinkers plus coffee drinkers minus tea intersection coffee. So if you want to find out this figure here without the help of the diagram, then we need to use this data here. So what you write is, first, tea drinkers. Tea drinkers are 50 according to the question. Total tea drinkers we are talking, which is mentioned in the question. So tea is 50. C means the coffee drinkers. There are 40 coffee drinkers. So C is 40. Minus T intersection C. Intersection means both the drinks. And we know 20 people drink both the drinks. So you subtract 20 from it. 50 plus 40, 90 minus 20 is 70. And this is how we can get that union is 70, or at least one drink. The people who drink at least one drink are 70. And that means the remaining 30 people drink none of them. So this is how you can use the formula. Easy. But as I said, we prefer the diagram in these type of questions. Formula is to be used in very specific question. If the question is specifically asking about union, then you can use the formula as well. Now, this is about the two parameters. If exactly two parameters are asked, there can be sometime a question regarding that how many people drink tea or coffee. In the same example, if I ask you how many people drink tea or coffee, so one might wonder, tea or coffee should involve these 20 people or not, because they drink both the drink. In general perspective or in general understanding of ours, we consider the people drink tea or coffee should have the people who drink either only tea or only coffee. Okay. So generally, we consider these 30 and these 20, 50 should be the answer. So if you are answering 50 to this question, that is a wrong answer. This is not how it works. Let me give an example. Let's say you go for the interview, job interview. There is an opening. And it says that a person should be either MBA or engineer. A person should be MBA or engineer. And you went there with both of your degree. You have MBA degree also and engineering degree also. So would they throw you out? Because you have both the degrees, we want either engineer or MBA. Would they throw you out? Of course, no. You are also welcome into that interview. So if the interview said a person should be either engineer or MBA, and if you have both the degrees, you are also welcome. Similarly to that, if the statement says the people drink tea or coffee, and these 20 people who drink both the drinks, they are also welcome under this. So in tea or coffee, these 30 people who drink tea, only tea, they are also welcome. These 20 people who drink both the drinks, they are also welcome. And these 20 people who drink only coffee, they are also to be included. So 30 plus 20 plus 20, that means 70 people drink tea or coffee. So now you will say, that means at least one. That means union. Say yes, everything means same. Union means at least one, means or. Or in simple word, for our understanding of modern maths, you need to consider or means union and means intersection. And means intersection. So how many people drink tea and coffee? This part, which we call intersection, that is 20 people. And how many people drink at least one drink, or how many people drink tea or coffee? That is tea union coffee, that is 70. Got this? So this is about the two parameters because there is only tea and coffee. And all the UPSC exams, 99% of the times there will be a question based on only two parameters, like this in this question, coffee and tea, sometimes English, French, different categories. But there will be two parameters. Very rarely have they asked the questions regarding three parameters. But still, we'll first see the three parameters question, and then I will be seeing what kind of questions have they asked in these different exams. So consider this next question I'm showing. Now, this is the question regarding three parameters. Let's read the question carefully. In a school, total 200 students, 60 play football, 70 play cricket, 80 students play hockey, 20 students play football and cricket, 30 students play cricket and hockey, 40 students play football and hockey. 10 students play all the three games, then how many students play? And these are not the option. There are some questions, 5 questions for our practice. So here, because there are three parameters, we need to draw 3 circles intersecting with each other. So how it goes? Consider this. There are total 200 students. So we can just write outside here like total 200 students. Now we need to draw 3 circles intersecting with each other. 60 students play football. So let's say this circle represents the football player, which are 60 in number. We need to draw another circle here. 70 people play cricket. So this circle should have 70 people. And lastly, 80 play hockey. So this circle should have 80 people who play hockey. Now, it says 20 students play football and cricket. So where that 20 you are going to write? That is very important question. One might wonder that should I write it here? Because it says 20 students play football and cricket. It has no mention of hockey. So you prefer to write it here, some students, but that would be wrong. You cannot write 20 here. Because if you write 20 here in this area, you are assuming that those 20 people do not play hockey. But has it mentioned here? No. There is no mention that those 20 students don't play hockey. It is just like in the previous example, when it says 50 students or 50 people drink tea. Did that mean that 50 people drink only tea? No. Some of those were drinking coffee as well. So similarly to that, when it says 20 students play football and cricket, does not mean they play only football and cricket. Some of them can play hockey as well. So you cannot write 20 here. Because once you write 20 here, you are ruling them out of hockey circle. So what is the meaning of this statement, or how do you show these 20 people? You need to understand and means intersection. As we just discussed in the previous example, and means intersection. So if 20 students play football and cricket, that means if this is a football circle and this is a cricket circle, their intersection, this is 20. The entire intersection is 20. This is what it means. So that 20 we write outside like this, considering this entire intersection of cricket and football is 20. Right? Similarly, 30 students play cricket and hockey. So cricket and hockey's entire intersection should be 30, and 40 is the intersection of football and hockey. So 40, we are going to write it here. 10 students play all the three games. Now there is only one area which depicts all three, and this is this central area. So you know the 10 students should belong all three circles. So they will come in center like this. Now we know that this entire intersection is 20, out of which 10 went here. So remaining 10 will come here. Similarly, out of 30, 10 here. So remaining 20 will come here. Out of 40, 10 goes here. So remaining 30 will come here. Now the entire red circle has 60 students into it, out of which 10 plus 10 plus 30, 50 students gone. Remaining 10 students should belong to this area then. The blue circle has 70 people into it, out of which 20 plus 10 plus 10, 40 gone. Remaining 30 belong here. And the pink circle has 80 students into it, out of which 30, 10, 20, 60 gone. Remaining 20 belong here. And now if you want to find the union or at least one, that means the number of students who belong to the circle. They belong to at least one part of these circles, one or more. So those students will be, see, the entire pink circle already we know is 80. Any complete circle you can consider, either red, blue or pink. So I'm considering pink because it has the highest number of people. So entire this circle, pink circle, already have 80 people in. So above that, there are these 30, these 10, and these 10 means 50. So 80 plus 50, there are 130 students who belong to this circle. They lie inside at least one of the circle. That means they play at least one game, or those are the number of people in the union, and there are 130. So 130 people play at least one of the game. That means how many play none of the game? There are total 200 students, out of which if 130 play one of the game, remaining 70 people will play none of them. So answer to this question, at least one of the game, is going to be 130. And answer to this question, none of the game, is going to be 70. What about the question number B? How many students play cricket or football or hockey? So we just discussed or means union. Or means union. So if I'm writing cricket or football or hockey, means cricket, union football, union hockey, and that is what this number is. At least one game. So answer to this question is also going to be 130. D, either cricket or hockey. So either cricket or hockey means, again the word used here or, that means we are talking here about the union of cricket and hockey. So cricket, union, hockey means either cricket or hockey. And as I told you, union means you have to draw the periphery from outside. You have to draw the periphery from outside. So if you draw the periphery like this from, sorry, you want cricket or hockey. So you have to draw the periphery from cricket and hockey circle like this. So how many people belong to that area? Those all will come inside the cricket or hockey. Let me once again draw this for understanding. So whoever comes within this area, they belong to cricket or hockey. I hope you understand. So you know, the union is 130, out of which we are not only counting these 10. These 10 only are to be left out. Other everything is included. So 130 minus 10, the answer is going to be 120. You can just count or measure the, add up the individual areas like this. The sum is going to be 120. The last part is important. How many students play at most 2 games? Now, at most 2 means maximum 2 or 2 and lesser than 2 games. At most 2 means 2 and lesser than 2. So they will include the 2 game players as well, 1 game players as well, and 0 game players as well. So at most 2 has people who play exactly 2, exactly 1, and 0 games. That means who we don't want to include, we just are excluding the people who play 3 games. We don't want those. We want everything else. So the number of students who play exactly 3 games are 10. Out of 200, we don't want these 10. So 200 minus 10 the remaining 190 student will belong to at most 2. So the answer here is going to be 190. Or you can just count exactly 2, exactly 1, exactly 0 games. But this is easier way to do it, right? So now talking about this kind of the question, can we solve this question by formula? Yes, definitely there is formula. I'll tell you as well. But if this type of question is going to come, it can't be just about one question, one single question. Because for one question, solving 3 circles, it is not at all worth it. So definitely there can be multiple 2 questions, 3 questions on this diagram. And the questions could be like this as well. How many people play only cricket? And in the formula, we can't tell about individual area. The formula will be only about the unions and intersections. We can't tell about the individual areas. So better have diagram in front of you to solve these questions as well. But whereas if you just talk about the union, that means this part here or this part here, there is a formula for that. The formula goes like this. T union, oh sorry, this is football, cricket, hockey. Football, union, cricket, union, hockey is equal to football players plus cricket players plus hockey players minus football cricket minus cricket hockey minus football hockey plus football cricket hockey. Let me explain this part here. Football cricket means the people play football and cricket. This cricket and hockey means people play cricket and hockey. This means the people play all 3 games, football, cricket, and hockey. And this information we have there in this information. So that means we don't need diagram to calculate the union now. So quickly, let's calculate the union. That means this part. Football players, you know, 60. So 60 plus 70 plus hockey players, which are 80, minus individual 2. So 20, 30, and 40, you will subtract those. 20, 30, and 40, we are going to subtract. And then we are going to add the students who play all 3, that is 10. So, you know, this is 90, 90 minus 10 means 80. So 80, 80 will get cancelled. 60 plus 70. If you solve this, it will come out to be 130. So 130, as you know, is the union, and which can be solved using this formula as well. Got this? Now let us talk about our exams, especially UPSC exam. What kind of questions they are going to ask. So in these exams, they ask predominantly 2 type of questions. One question I call type 1, which will be simple question, just addition subtraction based questions like this or like the previous one, where you can solve using Venn diagram or using the formulas. But there are type 2 questions which are about the maximum minimum. So maximum minima is also one of the kind which we can solve with our understanding of set theory. But then I got an amazing technique for it. So if you use that technique, no question from maxima minima is ever going to trouble you. Neither you will take much time to solve those questions. So let us see one of the maxima minima question, how the questions can be framed. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, take a look at this question. Okay, consider this question, sorry. This is the maxima minima based question. So consider this. It is kind of same question that we have seen, but here one information is hidden from you. It says, in a colony of 100 people, 80 people drink tea, 50 people drink coffee. Then, and there are 2 questions. What is the maximum number of people who drink both drinks? And what is the minimum number of people who drink both drinks? So, you know, this time, if you try to use the formula we have said is tea union coffee is equal to tea plus coffee minus tea intersection coffee. So you know that this is the figure which is the tea and coffee. That means the number of people who drink both the drink. In the first question, we have to maximize that. We have to maximize that. That should be the maximum. So you know that tea drinkers are 80. Coffee drinkers are 50. Coffee drinkers are 50. And minus this area. So what is the maximum number that you can put it here? That is what it is asking. So friends, you know that if only 50 people drink coffee, so is it possible that 51 people are going to drink both the drinks? Is it possible? No, it is not possible. Because if 50 people drink coffee, 51 people drink both the drink, not possible. More than 50 students drinking both the drink, not possible. And if you want to maximize that number of the people who drink both the drink, so that means it cannot go beyond 50. So 50 is the maximum value for that. So 50 is going to be maximum value for that. So this is going to be maximum value, and that gives us union as 80. Union 80 means 80 students, 80 people drink at least one drink. So it is like saying 80 people who drink tea, out of those 80, 50 drink coffee as well. So there are lots of analysis, lots of imagining if you do it this way. But if you consider another method like this, you have 100 people. So consider this white line represents the number of people in the colony. These are 100 people. So this length should be 100. Complete white line should have the length as 100. Out of which 80 people drink tea. So the yellow line, which represent tea drinkers, or it's like you are giving coupons to the people who drink tea. So you start giving away coupons. 80 people have to have the coupon, the yellow coupon, which represents the tea drinkers. So out of these 100, there are these 80 people who drink tea. And now when you try to distribute the coffee coupon to 50 people, so how you are going to distribute those? You want maximum number of people to drink both the drinks. That means to have both the coupons. So you will start giving those coupons to the same people who have already tea coupon. So you will start giving 50 coupons to the people who already have tea coupon, right? So if you now observe how many people out of these 100 have both the coupons, so this many, this is the length of 50 which have both the coupons, and hence 50 is the maximum number of people who drink both the drinks. So if you solve the questions with just the practical approach, you are distributing coupons to the people, you solve these type of questions very, very conveniently. And this is the type of the questions we are talking about in our exam. In many books, you'll observe the solutions like this, and then students find themselves in a very tricky position that, fine, for this question, I can understand or I can memorize this type of solution. But what if something else is asked? We can't all the time think about what if this maximum, then this minimum. There is a little not so practical, and in given situation that we are targeting the exam, where quantitative aptitude has not much portion, so we can't spend much of our time on going into the depth or understanding the concept thoroughly. We can have very simple practical solutions like this and yet solve the question conveniently. Now let's talk about the second part of this question. Now second part says, what is the minimum number of people who drink both the drinks? So this time, again, we want to minimize this number. So here, as you can see, the formula says tea drinkers plus coffee drinkers minus both should be equal to union. Now this time we want to minimize this. Once we minimize this, this should be maximum, because whatever you are subtracting, if that becomes least possible, the union becomes maximum possible. The maximum possible value for the union can be 100 because there are only 100 people. So 100 is the maximum possible number of students who drink at least one drink, or that is the maximum possible value of union. So once you put maximum value here, you will get the minimum value for this. And that is going to be, now just solve this as an equation. 80 plus 50, 130, 130 minus 100 is 30. So this minimum value is 30. So 30 is the answer for the second part here. But again, if you try to solve it by our approach here, this time again I am going to distribute chocolates or coupons to these 100 people. So this length has 100 people into it. The white line shows 100 people. So you can just imagine there are 100 people standing in a row. Now 80 people drink tea. So you start distributing the coupons for tea drinkers, and those are 80. So 80 people should have that coupon. So now these 80 people have the coupon named tea. And now once you start distributing the coffee coupon to 50 people, this time, what is your target? You want to minimize the number of people who want to drink both the drinks or who have both the coupons. You want to minimize that. Minimize that means now this time, you would not give the coupon to the people who already have the tea coupon. So you will start distributing from this point onwards, right? From this point onwards. So how many people are left? The remaining length is of 20 people. This length here is out of 180 gone. So remaining length has 20 people into it. So once you start distributing the coffee coupon, the 20 people will have now only coffee coupon. But now we are left with how many? We are left with 30 coffee coupon, because out of 50, 20 is gone to those who have only now coffee coupon. So now 30, these 30, we have to start distributing again. We can't now give these 30 coupon to these because they already have coffee coupon. One person cannot have two coffee coupon. So these 30 are to be given to the people who have only tea coupon. So once you start again redistributing, the remaining 30 coupon will go to those who have tea coupon already. So this length here, how much is this length? This length is 30. So there are these 30 people who have both the coupons, coffee coupon as well and tea coupon as well. And hence that is the least number of people who have both the coupons or they drink both the drinks, right? So in this approach, you just have to think what you want to maximize or minimize. And according to you have to set your priorities. If you want to maximize the number, we have both. So you give away the coffee coupon to the ones who already have tea coupons. If you want to minimize the number of people who drink both the drinks, you would not want to give the coffee coupon to the ones who already have tea coupon. So you start distributing from the remaining ones. So just decide your priorities based on the maxima minima, and you can solve these type of questions very, very conveniently using this practical approach. And then you can just forget the formula. Formula will rarely be used because the type of the questions in our exam are going to be exactly like this. So I hope you found this interesting. Well, let us solve some previous year questions of all kind. But before that, let me take you to one more category, especially EPFO category. They have a little different, a table type of questions. So let me take you to that first, and then we'll solve all the previous year questions. Just a second. Okay, let's see one of such question. Now, this is for practice. This is the type of the question that they ask in EPFO, which I call 2x2 questions. I mean, they are as such not very much to be solved by Venn diagrams or very much into set theory, but they are similar questions. So consider this question here. In an examination, 65% of the students are girls and 40% of the girls passed, while 20% of the boys passed. What percent of the total students who failed were girls? So this is just the practice, as I said. We'll understand it, how to solve it, because answer might not be very lucrative or to be precise. It can go into approximation as well. So we solve this type of questions making tables. So because there are 2 by 2 parameters, what do you mean by 2 by 2 parameters? 2 by 2 means there are boys and girls against passed and failed. So that's why we make a table like this. Here we write the boys, here the girls, here those who passed and those who failed. And here should come the grand total. So consider there are total 100 students. There are total 100 students. 100 is our grand total. Out of those 100, 65% students are girls. So out of 100, 65% are girls. So the sum of this entire column is going to be 65. 65% of 100 is 65. So 65 should come here. So out of 100, if 65 went here, remaining 35 will come here. Also, it says 40% of the girls passed. So out of this 65, if 40% passed, so 40% of 65 you can calculate. 10% of this will be 6.5, 20% will be 13, and then 40% will be 26. So out of 65, 26 students, girls passed. So remaining 39 girls, they will go here. That is, they go into failed. Also, 20% of the boys passed. So out of 35, if 20% pass, 20% means 10% is 3.5. So 20% will be 7. So 7 passed means 28 failed. Now they are asking, out of what is the percent of the total students who failed were girls? What percent of total students who failed? So number of failed students are 67. The total failed students are 67. They are asking, out of those 67 students, what is the percentage of girls? So out of 67 is 39 are girls. So they're asking 39 is what percent of 67? So this is how you can calculate. Okay. As I said, the answer can't be a proper answer or integral answer. It will come in the decimals. So you can just solve this on your own. Anyways, in our exam, the figures are going to be easy. But this is again a type of the question that they ask in EPF. So you need to identify the questions. If the question is 2 by 2, try using tables and rather than drawing Venn diagrams. If you try to draw Venn diagrams for these type of questions, you'll get puzzled. Should I make the circle for the girls or the passed and fails or girls and boys? So this is the question 2 by 2 question. So I hope you got all the different types. It is maxima minima based questions. It is Venn diagram based questions. And then it is table based questions. So you need to identify the type and accordingly you should use the method. Now let us solve the previous year questions with the variety. Okay, let's see this. Okay. Now this is the question which we can solve using Venn diagrams easily, or you can use the practical approach as I discussed. In a group of 15 people, 7 can read French, 8 can read English, while 3 of them can read neither of the language. The number of people who can read exactly one language is. So if you try to solve it by making Venn diagrams, 7 people read French. So this circle should represent the French reading people. We are 8 in numbers. Then another circle, English learning people. Sorry, French learning people are 7 in numbers. My mistake. It says 7 people read French. So the French circle should have 7 people into it. 8 read English. So English learning people are 8 in number. And 3 of them can read neither of the language. So out of 15, if 3 people don't belong to this circle. They don't read any of these language. They're asking how many can read exactly one language. So if this area, which this time we don't know, let's say it has X. So this area will have 7 minus X people into it. And this area, because the entire yellow circle is 8, out of which X gone here. So this will have 8 minus X people into it. Now, sum of all these individual figures like this, this, and this, and this, they all should be 15 because there are total 15 people in that group. So 7 minus X plus 8 minus X plus 3, everything should add up to 15. So this minus X plus X gets cancelled. First of all, this minus X plus X gets cancelled. 7 plus 8, 15 gets cancelled. That gets us X is equal to 3. If X is 3, this will be 8 minus 3, that is 5. And this is 7 minus 3, that is 4. They're asking how many people read exactly one language. So these 4 belong to only French circle. That means they read only French. And these 5 read only English. So 4 plus 5, there are 9 people who read exactly one language. So the answer here is going to be 9. Now, if you want to use our line approach, so out of 15 people, first, of course, you'll have to analyze a little part. Out of 15, if 3 are not going to have any kind of coupon, so there are only 12 people to be distributed coupons to. So you can just first remove those 3. So let those 3 go out of 15. So 15 minus 3, there are only 12 people. So you need to make a line of the total length to be 12. So there are 12 people in this line, which we need to serve coupon now. The 7 people who read French, so consider this yellow line. Those 7 people will have the coupon, yellow coupon. That means the ones who read French. 8 can read English. So these 12 people here, they have to have at least one coupon, because the 3 who do not have any coupon, we already ruled them out. So these 12 have to have at least one coupon. So once you now start distributing these 8 coupons to the remaining people, you will start it from, or you'll start giving those first who don't have any coupon. So you'll start giving first these people. So how many these people, or what is the length of remaining length here? Out of 12, if 7 gone here, so remaining length is 5. So the 5 people now will get first English coupon. They are the English coupon. We have total 8 English coupon. So out of these 8, 5 we distributed to the remaining people. Remaining 3 has to be distributed to the ones who already have French coupons. So 3 will go here. That means, if I ask you now, looking at the figure, how many people will have exactly one coupon? So these 3 people, this length, entire length is 3. These 3 people have both the coupons. So out of 12, if these 3 have both the coupons, so remaining 9, this is the length of 9 people who have only one coupon. And hence the answer is 9. So if you can solve it like this, it is really good. But of course, you need to have practice. Because as I said, there is sometimes aberration. Like here, we have to first of all rule out these 3 people. And then we proceed. So if you can solve it by Venn diagram, it is also equally fine, because Venn diagram is at least convenient. But if the question demands Venn diagram is going to be really tricky or critical, then you should be able to solve it like this as well. I hope you got this. Let's see one more question. Okay, now consider this question, which they asked in 2021, one of the UPSC exams. It says, all the members of a club went to Mumbai and stayed in a hotel. On first day, 80% went for shopping and 50% went for sightseeing, and 10% stayed for the rest in hotel. Which of the following conclusion can be drawn from the above data? So, if total 100 people went to Mumbai, out of which 10%, that means 10 people, they are not going to go either to shopping or sightseeing. They are going to rest. So those 10, if you already rule out, the remaining are 90. So that means these 90 are the people who has to have, in our language, one of the coupon, at least one of the coupon of the sightseeing or shopping. So we'll solve this question using the line method. So consider this length of the line, which has 90 people into it. Because 90 people, they went out, either for shopping or sightseeing or both. So they went out. These 90 people we are going to distribute the coupons to. Out of which 80% went shopping. So you start distributing the coupons for shopping. So 80 people have to have those coupons. So 80 length is already covered. Remaining are the 10. Now you start distributing 50 coupons to the people, remaining people. First, you will start distributing to remaining people because everyone has to have at least one coupon in these 90. So you start distributing here. Now, how much is this length? This length is going to be 10 because out of 90, 80 gone. So remaining length is going to be 10. Total 50 coupons are to be distributed for sightseers. So out of 50, if 10 coupons are gone here, remaining are 40. So those 40 are to be distributed again to those who already have the shopping coupon. So 40 people will have now both the coupons. These 40 will have both the coupons. Now, talking about the lengths now. These 40 people, they have both the coupons. These 40, they have both the coupons. Out of 80, this 40 gone. So remaining 40, so from here to here, this length is 40. They have only yellow, means only shopping coupon. So these 40 have only shopping coupon. And remaining 10, they have only pink, means only sightseeing. They're asking, the first statement is 40% of the members went for shopping as well as sightseeing. So yes, that is a correct statement because 40 people, they have both the coupons. That means they went both. 20% members went only shopping. No, only shopping are 40. Only yellow line, the length is 40. So that is a wrong statement. So the first one is correct. The second one is wrong. So you are going to mark the option as select the correct answer. So correct answer is 1 only. So the answer is going to be 1 only. I hope you got this. It's a few more such interesting questions. Okay. Now let's consider this one. It says in a conference out of 100 participants, 70 are Indians, 60 of the total participants are vegetarians. If which of the following statement is correct? Now this question is about the maximum minimum. It says at least 30 Indian participants are vegetarians. At least 10 Indian participants are not vegetarians. So here, if total 100 participants, out of which 70 are Indians, so out of 100, if 70 are Indians, remaining 30 are going to be non-Indians. Right? 60 of the total participants are vegetarian. First statement says at least 30 Indian participants are vegetarian. At least. At least means you want to minimize the number of Indians who are vegetarians. So if you start, let's say, distributing the vegetarian coupons, the coupon name vegetarians, which are 16 number because 60 participants are vegetarian. So we have 60 vegetarian coupon. 60 vegetarian coupon. You want to distribute such a way that no Indian should get it because you want minimizing that. So whom you will give it to? You'll start giving it to the non-Indians. So out of 60 vegetarian coupon, you start distributing to these 30 non-Indians. So 30 coupons are gone here. How many coupons are remaining? Out of 60, 30 gone here. Remaining 30 coupons, they have to go to the Indians now. So that means at least 30 Indians are vegetarian. So first statement is correct. At least 30 Indians, they have to have the vegetarian coupons, right? Similarly, let's go to the second part of this question. It says at least 10 Indian participants are non-vegetarian. What does it mean? At least and non-vegetarian. That means you want to minimize the numbers of Indians to be non-vegetarian. In other words, because we are only given the number of vegetarians, so we'll go according to vegetarians. So if you want to minimize the numbers of Indians to be non-vegetarian, that means you want to maximize the number of Indians to be vegetarians. So this time, when you start distributing the vegetarian coupon, you want maximum of those to go to Indians. So you'll start distributing to the Indians. So because there are 70 Indians and you have only 60 vegetarian coupons, so the 10 Indians remain now. Out of 70, 60 Indians got the vegetarian coupons. So 10 coupons, 10 Indians left, 10 Indians left. They can't have vegetarian coupon. So they will get now non-vegetarian. So that means at least 10 Indians are non-vegetarian. And that is what it says. At least 10 Indians are non-vegetarians. That means this is also the correct step. Both of them are correct. So we'll mark answer as C, both 1 and 2. Right? So isn't it very convenient and easy to be solved? Because if you see, as I said, books and solutions, different solutions, everywhere they use the formula of the union and intersection. And the students get really confused what to be maximized, what to be minimized. But here we are going to take the practical approach. We know now what we want to do. When it said at least 30 to be vegetarian, that means you want to minimize the number of Indians to be vegetarian. At least 10 Indians to be non-vegetarian, that means you want to minimize the number of Indians to be non-vegetarians. And accordingly, you just have to give away the coupons. So I hope you found this interesting. Let's see one more such question. Let's see the questions from the EPFO exam, the 2x2 kind of questions. Okay. Now, this is the question that they asked in 2021. It says 40% of the students in a class from India, 50% are girls. If 25% of Indian students are girls, what percent of non-Indian students are boys? So this also is a 2x2 question because it has Indians, non-Indians, and boys, girls. So 2x2 question. You know how we solve those? By making the tables like this. So here we are going to write boys, girls, Indians, and non-Indians. Let's say there are total 100 students in this class. Now they are saying 40% of the students in a class from India. So out of 100, 40 students are from India. So this row should have total 40 into it. So remaining should be 60. The non-Indian should be 60. And 50% are girls. So out of total 100, 50 are girls. So remaining 50 are going to be boys. If 25% of the Indian students are girls, so if this Indian student row has 40 students, out of which 25% of girls, so 25% of 40 means 10 are girls, so remaining 30 are boys. They are asking, what is the percent of non-Indian students are boys? So out of 50, if 30 are Indian, here will be 20. And then out of 60, if 20 are here will be 40. This is how a complete table is formed. And then we'll see now what they are exactly asking. They are asking, what percent of non-Indian students are boys? So there are total 60 non-Indian students, out of which 20 are boys. So they are asking, this number is what percent of this number? How do you solve this? 20 is what percent of 60? And you know it is 1/3. If you solve this 100 by 3, it is 33.33%. Easy? Let's see one more such question. Okay, consider this. In a city, 80% population eat rice, 90% of the rice eaters are non-vegetarians. Then what percent of the population of vegetarian rice eaters? Same, exactly the same question. That means this is a typical type of EPFO. So again, we are going to make a table, 2 by 2 table, rice eaters, non-rice eaters, and vegetarian, non-vegetarian. So rice eaters, non-rice eaters, vegetarians, and non-vegetarians. Again, we consider the total people as 100. The total is 100. 80% of the population eat rice. So out of this 100, 80 should be the total of this complete column, rice eaters. That means the non-rice eaters are 20 in number. 90% of the rice eaters are non-vegetarian. So out of this 80 people who eat rice, 90%. What is 90% of 80? 90% of 80 is 72. 72 people are non-vegetarian. So out of these 80, 72 are non-vegetarian. So out of 80, 72 went here. So remaining 8 will come here. They are asking, then what percent of the population are vegetarian rice eaters? What percent of the population? The population is entire population 100 here. So out of this, they are asking, how many percent people eat rice and they are vegetarian? So that means they should be in this row column as well and this row as well. That is 8 people. So this is what percent of entire population. So out of 100, if there are 8 people, that means 8%. So the answer here is going to be 8%. So I hope you understood all kind of questions. There are different questions that we got you for the practice as well. Try those questions with our methods, line methods, coupon distributing, Venn diagrams. But important part is you identify the type of the question. For example, this is again a question, if you try to solve it by line method, will be really tricky. You will fall into trouble solving this question by any other method, whereas this is very conveniently solved by the table method. So first, do practice sufficiently enough to understand the type of the question. And once you understand the type of the question, you can easily go with all the methods that we have done. So thank you for watching this video. Please do sufficient practice. I hope you got what we discussed already. If you attend all such videos and if you see all such tricks that we are discussing and work upon it, definitely you will crack all the questions that they ask in these exams, because these questions are different than the other exams, especially EPFO. Okay. Thank you for watching again. Bye-bye. Have a good day.